skiing.
See how he does. His first 7 days in school. Already had one interaction with police. Got expelled for 2 days. Other than that, he's been doing good. The city knows wrong.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. He didn't do anything wrong either time. It was excessive. They were minor. He drove fast through the police. Got excited about it.
Guys, I'm Michelle, and this is Dominic.
Hi, Dominic. Hi, Michelle.
Have a seat out in the audience and all.
Simple.
No, I don't think so.
I have 8:30. We're good. We're good?
Mhm.
Good. Good morning. Welcome to the September 17th, 2025 Sweet Home Park and Tree Committee. If you have your cell phones, please make sure they're silent for the meeting. At this time, can we rise and pledge allegiance? Yeah. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, this time will we do a roll call, please?
Member Swanson,
Here.
Member Bechtel,
Present.
Vice Chair Tucker. Present. Member Patton. Here. Member Northern,
Here.
Member Jones. Here. Chairman Chairman Shreves.
Here.
All right, we have all in attendance.
And a troublemaker. All right, if anybody has any time reports for the last month or the previous month, please email them to Angela. So we have an electronic hard copy of the minutes. At this time, please look over the meeting minutes from the August 20th meeting, and I'll need a motion to approve in a second.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
I second.
I have a motion to approve in a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Meeting minutes have been approved. Thank you. This time, let's move on to public comment.
So I have a citizen recognition. I guess that's the only way I can call it. I'm going to read something really quick, and then I will introduce you. So before we move on, I'd like to take a moment to recognize a group of citizens who went above and beyond at our last Movie in the Park event. After the film ended and most people had gone home, these individuals stayed behind to help clean up Sankey Park. They picked up trash, gathered items that were left behind, and made sure the park was left better than they found it. Their efforts reflect the true spirit of community service and pride in our public spaces. As a way of honoring citizens who make a meaningful difference, the city presents challenge coins. For those unfamiliar, challenge coins have a long history. They began in the military as a way to recognize excellence, camaraderie, and dedication. Over time, the tradition has extended into communities and organizations as a way to honor individuals who have stepped forward to make positive impact. Today, we continue that tradition by presenting challenge coins to these community members. This is our way of saying thank you, not only for what they did that evening, but for setting an example of what it means to be engaged and caring member of our community. On behalf of the city, I want to express our gratitude and present these challenge coins as a token of appreciation. So we have Michelle Krantz, Dominic Krantz, and then Vanessa Schnell, but she is sick today, so I'm going to go ahead. So if you guys want to come up. So just so you all know, it usually takes, we all get done packing up and then we stay after and it's a late night for us and we turned around after we got done packing up stuff. And these guys had cleaned up. There was an area that was full of popcorn and whatnot, and it was completely cleaned up and these guys cleaned it all up. They also found some items that people had left behind and posted it. So I want to thank you guys very much. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you,
Very much. Oh, sorry. Oh, Eric, face him. Yay.
Hang on.
Technology.
Yeah, now I'm closed because I waited too long.
Well, there goes your job at the paper for taking pictures.
Thank you guys. You're welcome to stay or you guys can go.
Hey, as part of the Park and Tree Committee, I'd like to say thank you for your work in the park. We really appreciate it. And yep,
Come back again.
cool.
He's our little community guy.
Yeah,
Excellent.
No, I checked it.
Glad to have you.
and he likes Formula One racing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving along. Beautification Committee update. We don't have a rep here today.
I have an update.
Oh, okay, we do.
Very little rep. So you saw that we did majority of the weeding or at least pulling of the a couple weeks ago. So that's gonna next Tuesday. We'll get back in there, set up traffic control again, and that's the 23rd, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So 8:30 till I think is when we set the traffic control up. 9 a.m. is when the weeding starts. Again, the last couple times they only had about 4 volunteers, so Public Works will help support with that a little bit more, but anybody that can come out and help. I think there's one section that was almost completed, but then the main one in front of the Rio has to be cleaned out. And so once we get that out, we will be spraying with getting Santam spray to come in and kind of help with some of the weed control. We really had some issues with weeds this year, so that's pretty much what I got right now.
Okay.
It looked like they were working also when I came into work this morning. They were trimming all the bushes up in Clover Park and cleaning up that area. So that's already happened. So looked good too when I came in.
Thanks,
Thank
Greg.
you.
Couple other things from Candace. October 9th is let's see, her final committee meeting until March. And then October 14th, planting tulip bulbs, if that's still in the works. I think that's maybe for the median.
Yeah, I heard about it. I haven't
Okay.
had much conversation, but I think she has with staff or possibly Rebecca. But
Okay.
do we have to secure the bulbs? Is that something?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk to her, so I'm not sure if it's something they already have.
Maybe we'll find out next
Yeah,
Tuesday.
see her. And then on Tuesday, she wanted to have some of the shrubs trimmed in the median, so I'll be there next Tuesday to see what I can do. And did you want a inventory of if we need?
Yeah, I'll come
More.
out. I'll come out
Okay.
and walk it with you. I was kind of, at 25 miles an hour trying to look at the
It's
little ones. It
hard to
didn't look as
count.
bad
Yeah.
this year. Look at that first year, it was really bad.
Yeah.
But I imagine there's probably a couple that we've lost.
I think the challenge we get is the petunias fill in so much, so all the growth on the smaller shrubs is kind of, dies, the leaves are
Below.
gone below, and then you've kind of got the live top, so we can take a look at those.
Ashley wanted to be here this morning, but couldn't, but I know they're also gonna be at the Harvest Festival, because Candy's trying to schedule. I know Ashley's gonna be there and a few others, but did you know any more about that, Lena? The schedule?
No, I think she said, yeah, they were going, yes,
Yes,
we-
they have
yeah.
a booth.
yes.
They
are
and
going to be there.
Candace has already arranged with me, and so we
Yep.
have all the contact people, so.
Yep.
That's good.
Awesome. Okay, let's move on to Sankey Park Phase 3. All done?
No,
You didn't do the
But-
ivy
You
removal.
missed them.
Oh, did I skip
Yeah.
something?
No,
I'll come
you
back to
know
it.
you
Okay.
did.
So we are in the middle, we have an architect.
Ah.
That is, well, let me back up a little bit. We are getting ready to do the RFP and go out to bid for the trail system. That I think I just talked to Blake yesterday, but we should be, I think, by October 7th is when the deadline is. Don't quote me on that, but we discussed that yesterday. And so we will hopefully be picking someone to do that and getting started on that. We also have an architect that's working on the bandstand.
Huh.
So she should be getting some designs back to us to review here shortly. And as soon as she does that, then we will start the rest of the process and we'll get their team on board. The Timber Framers Guild will start giving us next steps. And so we are making progress. So,
Good.
and then I'm sure you all heard, but we received a check from the Hill family for $66,200 to go toward this project. We also, in total, where's it at? We have also, with our bark and what am I thinking? Pea gravel and just general small donations, we've earned $6,477. And then we have a promissory. I have not received the money yet, but I received a donation notice on our website of someone that's wanting to send us $5,000, but I have not received funding for that yet. So right now it's just a promissory note. So
Right.
we're making some progress. So hopefully we will keep on that upward trend. So, but that is it for now. As we get farther in the process, we'll let you know.
Sounds good. Glad to hear we're making movement on it.
Yes.
Okay, previous item on our agenda, ivy removal. I don't know why I missed it. Anyways, I see in the last month's meeting, we talked about possibly doing Northside Park, and we just need to set a date. That'd be correct.
Sure.
And Sean, does it make any difference to you when we go?
I would say
Monday
not
through-
before Harvest Festival.
Monday through Thursday,
Yeah. Oh,
8
okay.
AM to 4 PM.
Yeah,
Well, that way if
Yeah.
we're needed to take materials or
Right.
anything that we're here and available.
yep. So next week, I see it's supposed to rain Monday through Wednesday, I think. Is that right?
Got your
Chairman,
prediction?
Can I request that we don't do it before Harvest Festival?
Yeah.
Because we're all trying to get ready for that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, thank you.
That's why I was going over the rain next week.
Okay.
I'm lying.
If you're honest.
Yeah, how about right after Harvest Festival, the following week? Does a Tuesday work for people, or is that your day?
If that's the beautification.
I
day.
gotta go to Arizona and see my parents. But I have to do my plans.
Yeah.
yet, So.
Well, how about we set a tentative date for
The 7th.
Tuesday, October
It's the 7th.
7th,
7th,
start time.
8. And we can finalize that over the next week or so, and then it would be nice if we could, we'll have to find a way. I can help do it on Facebook. I know we can do it on our city thing, but to publicize that and take some volunteer forms with us, because we've had people in here that want to help with ivy removal and they're passionate about it. So I'd like to give them the opportunity to put their passion into their gloves and put them to work.
Scott, do we need to write an article and give it to you? For the paper?
Maybe not. Depends.
No, I was saying move this closer to you. There you go.
We'll figure something out.
Okay.
Now we have two papers. A lot of people who read the Tell and Sell. You might be surprised.
Oh, yeah.
Ivy removal day.
Okay. So I'm gonna write it on my paper here, October 7th, 8 a.m. North side.
I'm kind of occupied on Tuesday mornings, so I'll get there as soon as I can.
No worries.
It may not be till late morning though.
Yeah. We tend to do a pretty good job at those. I'm surprised how fast we get all that ivy removed. I
Just
think we
cutting it
finally
at the
mapped
bottom. And just cut it at the bottom of the tree and
Yeah.
should be done with it.
Rip it all off and throw it.
Last time Ashley hung on it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay. Well, we have a plan for that. Next item, Ames Creek restoration.
There's really no update. I think we're still planning for mid-October to put the silage trucks down. We met, I want to say a couple weeks ago, we with Watershed Council, we walked the grounds. We'll probably have another mowing. You guys did spray, you'll spray again. But when we put those down, then we'll do all the banks and then it stays for, a year. And I think we come back in and do a little bit more mid-year spraying, mowing on outer edges that aren't affected by the mats. So, and then once we remove them, then planning will be scheduled and take place. And that's a year and a half out. So
Just a quick side note. Oh, go ahead. You.
I have a question. I think you answered it. So you're thinking a year with the mats in place. So you think potentially you could be planting it of winter of 20.
there's a schedule,
Seven?
and I don't have it in front of me, so
Mhm.
I apologize. But there is a planting schedule when we purchase, when we get them, and it goes on for several years. It's like a 3-4 year
Yeah,
project.
yeah. And then is the Watershed Council, are they?
They're in charge of it. It's our project. We fund it. They also have some grant money,
Okay,
but they are kind of they put the project together for us.
yeah,
I submitted it to DEQ with their project. So it's basically a joint project, but they have the lead on it for sure.
and so
And
they'll
they're
be,
advising.
they'll be procuring the plants or suggesting plants? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And either through some of their funding or our funding,
Okay.
because I have some money I have to spend on that and related to the project.
Okay.
In lieu of the wastewater fund. So
Nice.
Do you know what herbicide is used off the top of your head?
Yeah, we've
Name?
used Aquaneat as well as Vaslan. And they're both caution label, safe for use around water. Obviously, we didn't spray in water, but they were suggested by the Watershed Council, and then we did our research, and that's what we went with.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Sounds like the project's moving as planned then. That's a good thing. Just a side note. I just haven't heard anything about the water treatment boat ramp shut down. Nothing new.
no,
Okay.
we really have to get through finance side of it, which is starting to get some momentum. But I would imagine, I've said this before, if looking forward through what I see is a little bit clearer than maybe it was a year or so ago, I'm hoping to break ground by summer.
Okay.
At that point, once we get into the spring, I would probably know a little bit better about the boat ramp,
Right.
but we are limited in space. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I just-
And you got to remember that during that project, that restroom is going to be moved closer to the river, and there'll be some asphalt and parking put around. And so there'll be some improvements related to that.
I just want to make sure we keep that in the back of everyone's mind.
Yeah,
Keep people from getting excited about it at some point when they don't know anything.
we see people that are fishing, seasonally there, but I think the majority of the year round, we're seeing more off activities than
Yeah.
we are seeing people that are using it for good.
Right.
So, but the fact that we have our plant and our offices right there, that, you know, we make a lot of contacts with PD and stuff when things like that happen. But
Yep.
you're seeing that all the time. People stay in the night, they're camping, they're moving on, those type of things.
Yeah.
So I personally won't be upset as the construction happens to see a temporary closure of it.
Yeah.
But we'll let because we'll need the space, and we don't have a lot of space now on the other side where we possibly could have did some staging on the other side of Pleasant Valley. That is not our property. So that property is probably even going to become more valuable as construction occurs for construction trailers and everything else.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Appreciate the
David.
update. Thank you. So, pies.
So I only have 3 people signed up.
Okay.
So I ordered trophies today, but I don't even have enough people signed up for all 4 trophies. So, and I have no youth signed up. So we need to push the pie. We've been pushing it on social media.
Yeah.
There has been ads in all the papers, and radio ads. So, 3 weeks left. So we need to really, and I've sent you all messages to possibly share the Facebook event.
This is pretty.
We just
normal.
need to start.
You don't.
No, normally I have way more than that by this time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It seems to me like it's always a week out. We're still panicked, and then all of a sudden you get dumped on.
Yeah, no, usually I have more than this, at least double this by
Okay.
now. So, and I'm assuming you're working on judges because you always,
I haven't started. They're easy to get though. I already
Yeah.
have 3 that are.
well, one I know confirmed because I have her on my list, but other than that,
Angelita?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, I figured I wasn't going to worry about it because you always throw that together at the last minute too. So I'm not too worried about it at this point.
Well, I tried to do it earlier last year, and that was a mistake. I needed to wait until it was closer. For some reason, people don't plan that far out. So
Yeah. I have sold roughly 89 booth spaces. Now, granted, there are people that have double booth spaces that paid for 2. So, but I just have it on a line item. So I just have to count. And that includes, our food court. And then we have 2 bands this year, same as always. And then the chili feed again. So, we are filling up.
Is that a record or what's your?
It's close.
Is it?
We'll see once I get it all put together. I'm still working on the map and still working on things, but I think last year was probably, I think we had 75. So I don't know, like vendor wise, I haven't counted how many actual vendors. That's just how many booth spaces that I have. So, I'll get that figured out here soon, but yeah, we definitely need to push the pie. So just so we have somebody to give trophies to.
hold on. Is it 10 to 2 or 10 to 4?
It is 11 to 4.
11 to 4. I was off.
Okay.
I was asked what the hours were, so I made it up what I thought it was from last year. and I thought it
So
was
the
10 to
people will be dropping pies off, however, between 9 and 10. That is what is on their instructions, to drop them off between 9 and 10.
Okay.
total.
And if you have, I mean, you can go out to the website, all of the information and instructions for them are on our website.
Right.
So Angela, have we always charged $10?
No, we haven't.
I thought I turned it on. Oh, it's right here. Okay.
Yeah, good point.
Because I have asked a lot of people, and that's a complaint I've had, is why we're charging. So I needed to ask.
Well, the pie, I removed the fee, and the reason why is because we got a last minute donor. So the problem is that our expenses are going up,
Right.
and every competition I have ever talked to charges a fee. They usually charge like $50 to $100, if not more than that.
Wow.
And so
Really?
to recover some of our costs, we're going to have to start doing that. Same reason why we had to start charging a vendor fee was just because of the cost. Also, the amount of staff is involved, and not everybody's salary. And so
Right.
we have to be able to cover those costs, and costs have gone up for everybody.
So
You-
I
you
do
said- you said
understand.
somebody covered it though.
We've gotten a couple more donations since then. And so,
So people don't have to pay?
not right now, but
Okay.
moving forward, probably yes.
And you mean like next year?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go back to those people and tell them, because their thing was, why don't you advertise it like a fundraiser? And so I said, I'm just gonna go and.
It is a fundraiser.
Yeah, I
And
know.
it says it on there. It says all donations go to park projects. So
But they, rather than saying, anyway, you know where I'm going.
Yep. Okay.
Contest, why are we charging? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
there's
get back
there's
to those
most
people.
every contest. If you talk to anybody with a contest, and even they're all surprised at how little we charge, and so it's just a matter, a way for us to cover costs because we only have so much budgeted. And you have to remember, this is taxpayer dollars, the stuff I don't get donations, and I'm pretty good about getting donations for Harvest Festival, but not always. And so we have to be able to cover those costs without it ripping into our budget. And we have more than just our special events fund covers more than just Harvest Festival. We have movies, we have the Christmas, we have, I don't know, market stuff. We have a lot of different activities that this has to cover. And so if we spend it all on Harvest Festival, then we don't have the funding for the other events that we put on. And so we have to balance that out.
I mean, I get it. It's to explain to people.
So what's the going to be typical? I guess this is a Greg question. You guys are going to start parking people, need somebody down there at 7 a.m.?
That's a me question.
That's a you question? Okay.
So-
I don't know.
Yes, I will be putting that. So the coordination meeting, which you were invited to, because since you do all the, yeah, I'll have to look. I'm pretty sure I put you on that, but it's not till next week.
Okay.
Because you help do all the dropping people off. But yes, so as usual, the setup time, people to start setting up is 7.
Yep.
To 7 to 10. We always get there a little bit earlier than that. I do
Yep.
have food trucks that are coming earlier than that, but they're prearranging to come with us and meet us there. So, but it's same as normal,
Okay.
and like I said, there'll be lots of people.
Yep. So anybody else that wants to come help parking and organizing these yahoos, and I will say yahoos. I'm going to say though, last year was amazing. It went really well, and we didn't have anybody that was aggressive, and I didn't have anybody that was had things out and about that should not be. So that was a surprise. That was a big change from the previous year. But there's probably 70 vendors in all, but getting 70 people in through that park where they're supposed to be and unloaded, and understanding they can't set up while they unload can be a challenge. So if you're feeling like communicating with the community, it's a good opportunity, and to help them unload and get things moving. So
Yeah, just to explain that a little bit further, just because we do have so many vendors, they're supposed to pull in, drop off their stuff, go park, and then come back. And that's what Wally and usually his boys and other team members help unload so we can get them out of there. Otherwise, we get a traffic jam. And so we've implemented this, I don't know, 4 years ago? I can't remember how long. Yeah, more than that. And it has worked out very well
works good.
because prior to that, we had people getting run over. So, hit by cars, and it was chaos. And so we changed the process, and it seems to be working really good. So, we get people in and out of there. We don't have anybody injured, and it's
The parking lot, just all the cars went in there and they were all sideways. And then you've got people on the inside that want to get out, and you got people on the outside that want to get in, and you can't go anywhere.
yeah.
And so we stage, and when there's room, then we allow them to go. And then that's been a lot more, everybody breathes a little bit more and takes time to enjoy it rather than just be an argument over vehicles blocking everybody.
Yep.
You guys do a good job.
Yeah, it works out.
You still have booth spaces left?
yeah.
A few?
I have to sit down some point this week and actually figure out the map. I'm having to move some things around, but I will get it figured out. So, the challenging part is the weather. There are drainage issues in some parts of the park. And so if we get a lot of wet weather, I end up with mud puddles. And so it's really, I plan to have booths in certain areas, but then I have to go look at the ground, and then putting people in a giant mud pit doesn't work at that point. And the guys have made lots of improvements to help that, but we can't do anything about the weather, and there's always going to be spots. So I have to kind of have a plan A and a plan B depending on what the weather is. So that's what I'm working on right now is, if I have mucky weather, where am I going to put these people, vice versa. So
Do we have an update on the weather?
I was just thinking about that. I haven't even thought about it yet.
Been
So
close, couple
yeah.
weeks.
I know. I was worried about next week.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, we've been doing this for so many years. It's not that hard for me to figure out at the last minute, but it's still just one of those things I have to consider and last minute, which is why vendors don't get their packets till the week of, because I just have to,
Yeah,
I usually just have to wait to do that last minute stuff until right at the very end. So.
Yep. And so also we have a booth that's there, that's part of the, right beside the pie area. Is that correct?
No,
No,
no, you guys just do the pie. You just concentrate on the pie.
Okay,
any,
The city has a booth.
yeah.
The city
Yeah.
has a booth and beautification will have a booth and
Yeah.
we'll have like the park and tree brochures and
Mhm.
stuff on
yeah,
the city booth. So.
okay. Still be a good idea if you have gear to wear it, represent and motivate people to do their pies. I know I have, well, I don't know that I have, but I'm pretty sure I have 3 judges already. 3 of the 5, I can go up to 10. In my mind is if we got a whole bunch of youth, we would try to get a youth judging group and then an adult judging group. So, and I know you've been working with the VFW, so I'll get with you later and we'll talk
Okay.
about judges.
And like I
So-
said, I do have some people that I went to that will probably do pies now, and I know
Yeah.
one of their sons wants to be a judge too.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so that takes care of the Harvest Festival. Any questions on it?
Somebody might, is this thing on?
Mhm.
Somebody might want to go to the high school and talk to the, for lack of a better term, home ec teacher,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of cooking classes there.
I did that last year and they were busy doing something. I'll do it again this year.
Actually, why don't I go by there? I'll
Okay.
go by there and talk to her.
Yeah, I didn't have any luck last year.
I subbed for her one time, so
Oh, okay.
I've never actually met her, but she knows who.
Yeah, I know the previous one very, very well, but not the current one very
I know
well.
her too.
Yeah,
There are so many apples.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
yep. Okay, so let's move on to new business. Tree updates in the parks.
The good, the not so good.
Yes.
The good is the tree water bags seem to really help. Just looking at trees all summer, I'm hoping that they were easy enough and durable enough for the guys to use out there. What they gained us was long, slow, deep watering of our newer trees. Now, if we look at the trees in evergreen, which have been in the ground like 4 years now, maybe 5 years,
Mhm.
they stayed nice and green this summer. The color was correct for those trees. Now, there is some dieback on the tips. Sean, I think you said you just trim it up a little bit and then they'll continue to grow and fill out. So I don't think we need to replace those just because we got a few dead branches on them. The color, the trees look healthy, and I think again it was the addition of the tree water bags for those. The not so good is that sad little dogwood that we planted a couple years ago at Sankey. It's not going to make it.
Okay.
So we need to replace. And so I've been doing some research looking into crepe myrtle trees, not the shrubs, the actual trees, which only get about 20 feet tall and come in a gorgeous array of colors.
Okay.
And I can show you some pictures of them. But I've been seeing a lot of, now that I'm looking for them because they're blooming now.
Oh,
So they're kind of an end of summer blast of color. But I see them used a lot in medians and some really tough places. And so I was going to do a little more research about them, but that might be an
Grandma liked
alternative.
red and pink.
And they definitely come in red and pink and everything in between. So that would be one replacement. And then we need to replace our shade trees at Northside Park, which brings me to our Pacific Power voucher, Angela.
Yes, we do still have some.
So it was only good for certain nurseries, and I want to say Seven Oaks.
I'll have to look at them.
Can you look at that and see what the process is? Because if it's Garland Nursery, then We probably need to kind of pick out our trees and species and then have them order them. I don't think they stock everything at Garland. And I don't think it worked at Blue Heron, which is where we normally go. But if it is Garland, then we could also, if we need shrubs from the medians, then maybe we kind of do one big order. That was my thought process.
So Aaron, Counselor Heggie is online and he asked, do we have any issues with people messing with the water bags?
I'm going to look to Sean.
We had one that failed. I assumed it got cut or slashed or poked, but can't confirm that. But the rest of them all did good all summer long.
And we can smooth them out, dry them out, and reuse them because they look like they'll last another year.
That works out well then. That's something we'd employ in other places or?
Yeah.
My suggestion would be for any new trees we planted.
Yeah.
And, even these trees we planted a couple years ago, like we've done now, is to go ahead and use them to do some watering. I forgot to mention the Pacific Fire Maple, which was the Carol Lewis replacement tree. That thing looks great. So if you get a chance, take a look at it. Maybe Harvest Festival, look at it during the fall as it really shows off its colors.
Okay. So let's move on to a roundtable discussion. If anybody has anything specifically that they want to cover today, I have one item. And I'm just curious because I was gone last month. It seems as though we have a new member of our committee, and I didn't see an extra name on last month, so maybe Angela, you can fill us in when you're done typing.
Yes, I forgot you weren't here. So we do have a new member, Melanie Jones. Thank you for joining us. So she did give a little bit of a bio, but if you want to just give him. Should be in your minutes just in case you don't want to speak, but
Oh,
yeah, my kids are grown and out of the house and I thought it'd be a good time to get involved and parks and natural spaces is where my heart is. So
good.
Here I am.
We'll keep you busy.
Yeah, I can tell you about her. She's my neighbor.
Oh,
She has a beautiful yard. Yeah, we've been there for 20 years. And how long you original owners for that
We've been
house?
here for 27 in
Yeah.
that house. Yeah.
Yeah. So nice little neighborhood. So she does beautiful yard work and all that. So she'll be really good
good.
helping out.
It's good to have a full committee. Okay. I do want to harass Dave for showing up. Glad to see you again. He's always bugging me what we're doing with the committee and how it's going. And I know he's excited to hear that the bandstand's getting put together. That was something was dear to us and we were working on hard trying to get put together. So I'm glad to see that going into place, or at least moving towards that possibility.
Yep.
That's a really good thing. Anybody else got anything specific? Oh, great.
Yeah, I just want to, and I don't know if we talked about it early. I don't think we did, but Weddell Bridge is locked up. We closed it due to vandalism. We put signs on it. So that put that on the record. And PD is dealing with that side of things. And I think the thought is we got a lot of stuff to get ready and not have to worry about damage and stuff with the bridge leading up to Harvest Festival. But just for the group, it is a bigger issue in our parks right now. One of the things that we're talking about as staff is how do we get control of that again? How do we take back our parks to some degree? Because we're seeing an uptick of people that want to hang out in the parks and for whatever reason, their behavior is such where damage occurs and idle time, I guess. So we had some damage at Northside. Somebody had locked themselves in the bathroom and passed out. And so friends then started to take grinders and pry bars and everything to the bathroom doors, trying to get the person out. 15, 20 minutes prior to PD being called. Half hour. PD was called in fire and they were able to gain access, but damage did occur to that door. It's going to be about $4,000 for us to repair it. They also cut the wires on the other door. What that does is doesn't allow the timers to work so they can get in and out of it during the night. I'm hearing the same problem is occurring in a city near us. And they've resulted to the fact of just locking their restrooms. So the public doesn't even get to use them. And that's kind of like throwing up your hands. So one of the things that we've discussed is trying to give an uptick in PD presence in our parks. Also with Public Works being more in the parks. And so we're going to try to increase those, but also for you guys, if you guys get an opportunity to go through the parks, and maybe we even need to come up with a campaign for a sign. If you see something, say something, because it's our parks, right? We spend a lot of money, a lot of time trying to keep it nice for everybody, and it's frustrating to see looks on sometimes staff's face when they go and have to repeat things or repair things time and time and time again. We can't keep soap dispensers on the walls in the bathrooms. It's just damage after damage, graffiti, we can go on. And so we're trying to be more vigilant, but if you guys want to get the word out, that's kind of why I'm bringing it up. I think needs to be a lot more education out there, and it could be around youth, but it's also due to some other circumstances as well. People that don't have spaces to go at night. And so keep that in mind. There has been an uptick and, you know, we don't want to close the bridge, but we don't want more damage to occur. It will be back opened up again for Harvest Festival, I believe. But now that school started, that was one of the reasons why we made the decision to close it down. So any questions I may have to answer.
So what can we do? We can put on a vest and take shifts or something.
No, but I think it's just being more visual. If you see something, say something, right? And not to the individual, just call PD, let them handle it. We want people to contact them. So and they're being logged. So we know the calls that are happening. And so that was one of the discussions that occurred internally, that if we're seeing something, we needed to notify, and we have been. But also the PDs doing their side of things and making themselves more present. And so sounds like that's going to start happening. And we're all busy, but just know that if you see anybody in the parks while you guys are there, feel free to give us a call. We'll call PD or call PD dispatch by yourself.
So if it's young people, maybe we need to try to get some education into the school.
It's both. It is part of that. And yes, and we've had conversations with the principal and school district, and we need a resources officer that helps with that communication too. And I know they're working on that. And that's another piece of that puzzle. But we're having an uptick in issues on the bridge at the end of school last year. And so we closed it down, if you remember that.
Yep.
And it stopped. And so it started again at the start of the school year. So we shut it down. But we've got other issues too. So I just wanted to make it pointed out and go on the record that as a group, this is all be aware of it. And if we see something, let's say something. And hopefully over time we'll get it curbed.
So maybe as a committee, something that we can do, which is nothing more than a mental note to self. And I'll do this for myself. I'm one of the oddballs that live out of town, but when I come into town, like to go to the store, I'll just pick a park, and it takes 2 minutes for me to drive over there, park, and take a walk through and just look at things and see what's there. You know, last night I'm coming back from the lake. It was later in the evening, probably would have been a good time to take a walk through a park somewhere. Maybe if all of us did that, just make a mental note to just randomly pick a park, go walk through it and see what you see. And, you know, and I'll do my best not to react.
I would highly encourage you to all save the PD non-emergency phone number into your phones. That way, if you do see something happening, you can call immediately. We have cameras in the park. We have cameras on the bridge. And I believe dispatch has access to those. So if you see something and call immediately, it is possible that they can actually catch it, which gives them a little more teeth rather than just questioning someone.
Yeah.
They can have a description and they know who they're specifically looking for. So
Right.
save the non-emergency number and call when you see it.
Yep. And I do want to make a statement. I'm joking about acting on somebody in the park, and please don't anyone do that. I have recently
Not safe.
learned, not from me, but that usually goes really bad for the person who's in the right and does this. In today's society, it's not allowed. So record it and call and go from there.
Scott, did you have something? Sorry.
Deb
No.
did.
I'm good.
I would like to mention that the Sweet Home non-emergency number is 367-5181. And I would also like to mention that Quarry Park boulders, boundary boulders, I don't know how they're doing it, but every time I go out there, it seems like there's been more boulders moved so vehicles can get through there. So
That's an ongoing occurrence.
I thought so.
Really?
So we put them back all the time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Perhaps we need a neighborhood watch, more activity with the neighborhood watch. And then I don't know how active the neighborhood watch is. I've signed up for it, but I didn't hear anything back from the PD, so I don't know. And they can patrol the parks.
I think I don't know if Jennifer or Sean, Morgan, they'd be the ones to talk to you about that down at PD. So,
Yeah, the only park I can watch is Quarry Park with a scope, which I do. Just because I like to look down there and see who's there.
Is there a lot of action in the evenings,
No,
nighttime?
I can't see it at night.
Oh.
I don't have NVGs, just a regular scopes.
also just to bring up, our deputy city manager is putting in a grant it's a community green infrastructure grant for Strawberry Park.
Oh.
And it is a wetland improvement, which will include, possibly a pond and a trail system. So she has asked Wally as the chairman to sign a support letter. So we gave that to him today, but just to let you know that she has put that in and possibly working. One of the things that were identified back when I was on the Park and Tree Committee, Strawberry Park was actually the first park that we actually surveyed the public. And so we want to loop back around and make sure that we're not forgetting about the work that we had done with the community on that park. So that grant has gone in, is going in, and then we'll see how I don't know what the deadline of that one is, but hopefully we'll see something with that one coming up.
That'll be good.
So my only question, real quick, back to the harvest. So do we have enough plates and forks and napkins and?
So that's on me. Yes, we do. So I order all that stuff, and yes, it's all in my office right now.
Okay.
Okay, any others? Once, twice? Let us say that the September 17th, 2025 Park and Tree Committee has concluded.
Right.
9/16, same as last month.
We're still recording.
Was involved in that, you all, I think, maybe,
Yep.
you went there and you gave your product thing and they were pretty impressed with it. And that was pretty thing. Then it made me feel better. And it wouldn't be, our park wouldn't be where it is today if it wasn't for you guys. Had nothing to do with the council, except they said, okay, that's all we said. And it was you folks that did that. It wasn't me, it wasn't the rest of the council. I'm not gonna tell you that that's exactly why it happened. And it got better, and especially if you went. And then they begged some more money. You got half money for the things, the gym and all that, not the gym, but the playground and all that stuff. And that was you guys. It wasn't anybody else. But I was happy that you guys got that. And the trees, I cut them down, but that's most of the thing, people do crazy things. You guys have been really, really good. And I don't want him saying that because then he'll get a big head. So, and I don't know why you kept him that long. Anyway, I just want to let you guys know you've done a wonderful. and it wasn't me. So I gotta go, got another meeting. Okay, I gotta go to breakfast. So I'm gonna go. I'll one of these days when you get another meeting after the October thing, I'm gonna serve you with all the pizza you want. And we'll do that here after your meeting. They're gonna be a little pizza. It's not that big. So you're gonna have to little chips and stuff. So, whenever you get squared around that, one of you, because he won't remember, give me a buzz and tell me that's the week you want to do it, and I'll take care of that for you. Probably maybe November or something like that. That'd be good. So anyway, I'm out of here.
You were never forced. You loved being on this committee.
No, that was not true. I was.
Job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these guys have done a good job too.
Oh, yeah.
Angela, she's been. And she knows why I do that. So, and because I love all you guys and you did a good job. So I'm gonna go now. So get out.
Yep.
Okay, see you guys later.
Thanks, Dave.
Pizza. Thank you. You guys have a good one.
I'll,
What? Oh, okay.
So I usually, I'm gonna get a hold of those three that I know, well, I don't have to get a hold of Angelina because I don't give it. But the other two, I'll send my notes to them because they're